one is it? What is it? Is it a chicken wearing pants?
It's a chicken wearing
It is wearing pants. Oh my god.
Okay, that is really good.
It's really
So it would catch the egg then.
Yeah.
I think just by proxy it would catch the egg.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
That's not your line.
Welcome to Natural Sex.
Welcome to Natural 6. You okay?
Don't live mix, go to Aoife.
Go to Eva.
Are you okay? Let's just hold on, Aoife. Are you okay?
That chicken butt got her.
How can we zoom in?
Yeah, can we crash
We're talking like here.
Oh, this is
Give us
this is the most you've ever lost it. I didn't even hear what happened.
Do you know what's great? Is no one told the joke. Aoife showed us a video on her own phone.
Which took her ages to pull up.
Yeah.
But she's seen it before.
And
She's seen it before. She knew exactly what to expect.
And would you like to tell everyone? Let's all go quiet and give her the floor.
Yeah.
Would you like to tell everyone what the video was that made you laugh so much?
It was a chicken wearing pants.
That was.
For those who couldn't hear.
Yeah, that's a chicken wearing pants.
That's really funny.
It is really funny to be
But
fair.
Aoife is setting me off now.
Just gonna cry.
She's crying.
Okay.
Welcome to episode 30 of our adventures in the world of Reliquia. Hollie's also crying.
It's weird.
Well, I know what I've got from my socials clip.
We're
Okay.
We're still here.
We're still here. We're still here, and you're venturing in.
Love that for us.
Yeah.
It's a crazy episode for you. I can't believe that you're doing
I'm starting
this.
with the right
I can't-
energy. This is very serious.
This is the one thing we didn't want to happen.
Let's say hi to our heroes.
Hello, I'm Aoife Wilson. Still laughing at a chicken and pants.
That's useless.
Yeah.
She plays Dolly de Winter, the
the
Tiefling
Tiefling
Bard.
Bard.
Much.
Can you introduce me?
Yeah, please.
All of us.
Introduce us all.
Introduce me.
This
Introduce
bullying
me.
guy.
Introduce
This
me.
is Alex Jordan. He plays Ivy Clawball. No, stop. Hold on. Okay. This is Doug Cockle. He plays Kelnis, the Dragonborn Druid. This is Hollie, no last name. Evelyn Granweir, the Human Fighter. And Ben Starr, who plays Radiant Thornbearer, the Wood Elf Wizard. There, I'm finding it now. And then, of course...
Oh, and I'm Harry McEntire. I'm the pants on this chicken.
I have a genuine question that I asked and you thought it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
Is the pants to catch the eggs?
I don't think the pants can be to catch them.
I think the pants might be, maybe it's got a wound that's healing and it's like it can't
It's
scratch
to stop
itself.
it, and also to stop other chickens
Yeah.
going
I
for
think
it.
it's
Because
just
other
for
chickens
fun.
will go for other chickens will go for it and they pull the feathers
Yeah.
out. Oh, they're
Chickens
vicious.
Maybe
Brutal.
they pull the feathers out and so we can keep warm.
Why are chickens so brutal?
They're not very bright. They are, I would say, the dumbest animal.
Guys, things
No,
can... That's a guess.
No, that's sheep.
What's the
Guinea
dumb...
pig.
It is
sheep
actually
are-
sheep.
sheep are real
Things can just be for fashion. Like, it doesn't have to have function. It can just
For Riz.
be
It's
for
just
fashion.
for Riz.
It's not a Riz.
Yeah.
Isn't a lemming a silly animal?
What, did they kill themselves?
Yeah, throwing themselves off.
I mean, I just played the game. I don't actually know. I've never seen a lemming.
Do
What is
lemmings
a lemming?
actually
Do they
that?
really do
do
that?
that?
What is a
Yeah.
lemming?
Oh,
What
it's
does a
like
lemming
a-
look
Why are
like?
we looking at Harry? Like, he
rodent-y
is
thing.
the...
Really? That's
Yeah,
a
it's
lemming?
quite
I've never
rodent-
seen a real
rodent-like,
lemming.
yeah.
Today, Harry hadn't even seen a chicken.
It does not look like anything in the game. It doesn't look like a lemming in the game lemmings.
Actually, now I'm thinking.
a rodent.
For a second, I thought lemmings aren't a real thing.
Oh, they're real.
They're real.
Yeah.
Should we play some Dungeons and Dragons? Yay! Last time, we began as I, the character, not the me, followed the Gloam, fleeing the Somnium harvesting outpost and making for the safety of Haven, a town deep in the Sister Forest. Having cast invisibility on himself, the kobold was able to move undetected. and detective, as if he wasn't employed by a police department. The leader of the Gloam running ahead of her ring as they escorted workers through the darkness. After a time, Haven came into view, a palisade-protected town centered around a huge mound of somnium. The palisade was dotted with towers, and a cluster of buildings sprawled into the forest around it. Night had long since fallen, so the winding streets were sparsely populated, and I followed his quarry as she demanded the gates be opened. Her commands obeyed, she entered the town, an unseen kobold shadow close behind. Once within the walls, she headed out of sight around the somnium cluster, followed by someone whose face was concealed by the skull of an animal. I stayed in the shadows as this skull-covered figure entered a single-story building, refusing to be stopped by Gloam guards. Unable to use the front door, I crept around the side of this building, watching and listening through a window which he silently cracked open as the Gloam leader and skull wearer spoke with a figure whose face he couldn't see, sat as she was with her back to the window. The three discussed the attack on the processing outpost, resolving that the Gloam leader would journey there first thing in the morning to see what could be salvaged. There seemed to be distrust between the parties, the skull-wearer seemingly a figure in the Children of the Midnight Moon, who refused to countenance the idea that the children would commit the heretical act of harming a somnium mushroom, whilst the Gloam struggled to explain how and why the newly dead had passed themselves off as members of their own group. As I watched through the window, he became aware of a new sensation. His invisibility was wearing off even as he lingered in the town. Staying deeper in the shadows than ever before, he found a way to scale the palisade and made his escape. Meanwhile, the rest of the newly dead had also made discoveries. Unsure of where their kobold companion had disappeared to, they too had followed the fleeing Gloam and workers. As they did, a slip in the forest gave away Dolly's position, and a worker turned to see her, standing stock still as her fellows continued to run towards haven and safety. As the others fled, the worker approached, calling Dolly the Midnight Moon and telling her that he can ascend now that Dolly has returned. She wanted to guide Dolly to haven, or at least make the town aware of her presence, but Dolly refused, and with this, Eowyn knocked the gnome unconscious. You hid her in the forest and got back on the trail of the Gloam, where you spotted I returning. Having reunited and shared with each other all you had learned, you set about making a plan. It was mooted that Kel's amulet could offer an opportunity to disguise him, but Dolly had little faith in that idea, given how previous attempts at deception had played out. Radian said that they should walk in as they are, give the people the midnight moon they crave. With Dolly agreeing, there was consensus among the newly dead, and you prepared for a short rest. Dolly and Radian spoke away from the group, and Kel and Eowyn discussed family. The daughter of House Grenweird offering her dragonborn friend a home in Mouse, should he ever wish for it. As you, the party, rested, I, the character, summoned you, the owl. The familiar then scouted the road, spotting a group of Gloam heading back towards the Somnium outpost, led by the leader as the sun rose. You returned to the road and made for Haven, the town beginning to rouse itself as you approached. Once inside the twisting streets outside the palisade, a crowd began to gather, fixated on and following Dolly. News of her arrival spread like wildfire, and by the time you reached the gates, you were surrounded by onlookers. As guards stared down from the grate, so close. As guards stared down from the gate, you told them you were here to see Vigil. And that's where we are now. Eyes. Eyes everywhere. Hundreds of pairs of eyes watching as the six of you stand before the gates of Haven. From the ramparts and the towers, Gloam masks glint in the morning sunlight, impassive metal faces as inscrutable and inhuman as ever. As your words and their echoes are dampened and stilled, it is as if the forest itself, for an endless moment, is silenced. Birdsong ceases, the buzz of bees, the footfall of animals in the undergrowth, and just eyes. The eyes of the children of the midnight moon, the eyes of the people of Haven, strange faith in this strange place far from winter and the world. And then a voice from the gate. A voice that you recognize. I. Who presumes to meet with Vigil? He of the forest and the earth and the life within all things. And you see this figure glowering down from the top of the gate. It's a figure that I has described to you before. Female, wearing, you realize now in the light, those same colours that Dolly wears. Pinks and yellows. She has some kind of animal skull, perhaps a sheep or a goat, covering her face. Horns reminiscent of the horns of a tiefling attached. She holds a crooked, cruel-looking staff in her hand. And she stares down, waiting for a response.
We are the disciples of the Midnight Moon. She begs an audience with Vigil. She will speak only to him.
Roll me an insight check. Just radiant for now.
13.
13. It is hard to detect emotion through an animal skull. But you think perhaps you sense a tension, a stiffening in the frame.
We mean you no harm.
And a voice calls out from beside you, and you turn and you see it's a little gnome, wizened, sun-tarnished skin, speaks to years and years outside, that kind of deep brown that comes from exposure to the sun on once pale skin. It is as Vigil foretold. She has returned. And this is taken up, this cry, this swell of support for what you've said, Radiant. And at the top of the gate, you see, Dolly, that the eyes of this, whatever she is, are locked on you. Mm-hmm. Can it be true? Her voice trembles slightly, timorous in a way you've not heard before.
Apparently so.
She looks around, looking at these impassive faces of the Gloam guards. You. I will speak with him. You are to wait here. And you see her disappear from view as she descends the steps.
What have we done?
It's the one I followed.
Her? Is she leading this whole thing?
There was problems between them and the Gloam. They was not happy with one another.
You look as someone has approached you, Dolly, from the side. It is this same gnome. Reaches out, and in their hand is a dahlia. It's for you.
Thank you.
And as you take it, there's a sort of fervent, and someone says, well done, Simeon. And the gnome falls back into the crowd.
How long have you been here?
You speak to me. She speaks to me! And there's sort of laughter and this sort of, it's like a shaken bottle, like with the stopper half out, something threatening to explode from it, something that wants to be released but can't quite. There's still this tension, anxiety, this feeling of like gravitational potential energy, someone at the top of a cliff about to jump. I have waited years Ever since he first told us of you, I believed. He holds his hand out. You see a now sort of faded white, that the white has sort of been absorbed almost into the darkness of his skin, although his palm's paler than the rest. But you see this faded tattoo, the moon, the V.
Mm-hmm.
What does this mean? Why does they look at you like this?
What has he told you?
That you were taken from him. And that one day you would return. And until then, patience, love, and truth, and the mushroom, they would guide. You hear, at the mention of the mushroom, you hear sort of whispered, the mushroom. The mushroom. This voice is echoing it.
He sold them a pack of lies, basically.
Where's everyone looking? You all looking into this crowd? Or is anyone looking up at the gate?
No, I'm trying to... I guess I'm looking at people who are trying to touch Dolly. Stop touching.
And it is like that. It is this sort of... It is something messianic.
Yeah.
People trying to... There's too much... That tension hasn't been dispelled enough that anyone is actually grabbing you, but you can just sense these eyes, people not shoving to the front, but jostling for position, trying to be closer to you.
Countess is taking up kind of a defensive position around Dolly. You know, not too close, giving Dolly her space, but like a personal security guard or something like that.
And you see a human, real hollow-eyed, sunken. At first, you think they must be old, but you realise that this is quite a young woman, but who looks like she has lived hard, had a hard life. As she reaches her hand out towards you, you can see the bones in her wrists. Her wrists are narrow enough that you could, with half a finger and thumb on your kind of great dragonborn hands, you could encircle her wrist. And she says, "Who are you? What's your name, friend?"
I am a disciple.
"You have journeyed with the midnight moon from beyond, sister." She leans in close to you. "Has winter come yet to the world?"
I do not know you.
Of course you do not. We know nothing beyond the summer.
But we are like you. We have travelled to deliver her to you. All of you. Every single one of you here, we have travelled to deliver her to you. We have protected her, and we will continue to protect her. But you must do the same.
Persuasion with advantage.
Dirty 25.
You hear, in the same way that that idea of the mushroom was echoed. We will hear these different voices. Yes, disciples of the midnight moon. You hear this buzz, this clamour growing around you.
As Radiant says this, I want to, sensing that this is going to be our safety, I want to cast Prestidigitation and cast a very soft, just glow behind, like sort of around Dolly.
Yeah.
So that
almost like
almost imperceptible, but it's just
Yeah.
like when you look at, there's just some sort of like aura.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Which one of these two?
You hear a voice from the top of the gate. Another voice you recognise. His name is Kelness. And this is Radiant Thornbear, Elwyn Grenweird, the kobold known as I,
It's me.
and Dolly de Winter. And you recognize it as the voice of the figure who was sat with their back to you in the chair.
Okay.
When you looked in through the window. You haven't seen them until this point, but you see clearly a tiefling with a Gloam mask on. They have this long sword, this sort of... The blade is kind of waves back and forth, almost as if it is serrated.
This was the ones in charge of the Glomes.
Don't think we've met.
No. But your reputation precedes you. First god killers and now gods yourself. That is quite the trajectory.
Just a standard day for us.
You know our names. What is yours?
Not how it works, darling. Roll me persuasion with disadvantage. Let's see how...
I've already got disadvantage on it.
You already have disadvantage on persuasion?
Well, not disadvantage.
Oh, you already have
yeah.
like a minus, yeah. You're asking her to break a pretty serious protocol.
I forgot how this works.
Take this one.
100 hours. 11.
Oh, man.
Yeah. She kind of tuts. You hear her tut behind the mask. Have to have some surprises, don't we?
We're not big fans of surprises. Where have you been getting your information?
Well, I could ask you the same thing. What brings you here? And why?
We've, as you say, our reputation has preceded us. And, well, there's someone here I want to talk to.
You aren't, by any chance, familiar with a great cluster of mushrooms not far from here, are you?
No.
Wouldn't know anything about that?
No.
I thought as much.
There's a lot of mushrooms in this forest.
More than you know.
Yeah.
I points at the big mound of mushrooms.
You can't see it at the moment.
Okay,
At the moment,
cool.
you're so close to Alice. Yeah.
He's just pointing.
He points directly at the gate.
Yeah.
Get out.
We mean you no harm.
No, of
Oh,
course.
let's see.
Well, even if you did, it's hard to have a scrap with a congregation around you.
Hard but not impossible.
It's hard to have a scrap with god killers.
The newly dead.
And nearly dead. Wow. You are strange beasts. You will not talk to her like that. This voice, it's that gnome from before. She is the Midnight Moon. She is deserving of respect. You will treat her with dignity.
What's your name?
Are you asking the gnome? He turns to you, and in the same way that you saw this sort of fervence in his eyes when he looked at Dolly, there's something of that same quality when he looks at you. My name is Simeon.
Simeon. You and your friends, would you like to accompany us?
We would. Where the midnight moon goes, we will follow.
It would be nice to have a crowd.
Yes, of course.
But you must promise me something, Simeon.
Anything.
You will do everything you can to protect her.
All of us.
I would not let one hair on your head be harmed.
I doesn't have hair.
It's a turn of phrase, metaphor.
Simeon, how many of your friends can come with us?
Well, that is for Vigil and for Celandine to decide.
Celandine?
Yes. She who goes to speak with him now.
Well, I'm sure the Midnight Moon can pull some strings for you.
It is a great day. And then Celandine does appear again. This skull-wearing figure at the top of the gatehouse. And you can see that she's kind of breathing heavily, her chest rising and falling. And she holds out both her hands, just holds them up above this mass of people. By now, there are dozens, if not hundreds of people around you. Vigilant! And as one, these voices rise. We watch as he has taught. Children of the midnight moon, we wait for her return. Those who keep the knowledge of the earth and the trees and the power of the mushroom from which the truth derives, we walk in his footsteps, these voices all as one. Those who shall not be shaken from their purpose, those who know the colour deep behind the dark, we see the light beyond. And then she drops her hands. The midnight moon, brighter than the stars, more fierce than the suns that blaze across the heavens, has returned to Vigil. She has returned to aid in his ascension. The moon rises in the forest. It rises after the long dark of night. It heralds the awakening of a power beyond any yet seen. Rejoice, children of the midnight moon, she has come. And we shall feast together as brothers and sisters. And there's this cheer that goes up from all the assembled crowd. And the gates start to open.
Be on your guard.
And don't leave our sight.
Mm-hmm.
I grab Dolly's hand and say, I will not let anything bad happen to you.
Don't worry, I'm gonna make sure nothing bad happens to you guys.
I'm going to send you up into the air. Just hovering, circling above us.
Simeon?
Yep.
Come with me, Simeon.
He looks astonished to be asked.
Hold on my hand.
His hand shakes as he places it in yours. It's that kind of coldness that comes with age and kind of poor circulation.
I know she can make you a little bit nervous. But you get used to it.
She is the midnight moon. And you see his eyes are starting to brim with tears.
She is. And she will protect you if you protect her.
Vigil will not harm her. She is all that he has waited for.
And Simeon, you will not let him harm her, will you?
I would not speak against Vigil. There will be no harm befalling the midnight moon. I swear it to you.
Even if Vigil were to harm.
I speak as a child of Vigil, a child of the moon. There is no evil in his heart. You have not met him, you have not seen him.
I have heard great things.
Any you have heard are nothing. They pale beyond the brilliance of the man.
What is he like?
Sounds like him.
When he speaks, it is as if 1,000 voices cry out all inside your heart. And each of them speaks with a conviction you have never heard before. I would follow him through fire and ice, to the peaks of Mount Atria and the Alanites, to the depths of Sarin, through the mists. There is nothing I would not do for him.
Now you know why he's dangerous.
This Salandine with the masks. Last night, I followed them, and they went to.
Can I see the building as we come in?
So what's happening is these gates are starting to open, and we'll kind of split this. So if I describe something and you don't want to have moved yet, that's totally fine. I'll just paint the picture as you open.
I would like to describe the room that they were in.
Yeah.
To Dolly.
Yep.
And I describe it.
I says, and they was there. The glome one sits with the back to the window, and they comes in with another. They does not know that we knows. But if anything goes wrong, if you says that when Salandine left, the glomes talks about betraying the children, how would we know this information? This could be a way to pin to bits the two against one another.
And the gates open. It reveals a village dominated by a huge cluster of faded somnium mushrooms. And at the center of the cluster, emerging from it like a stake driven deep into the earth, is a single great tree. wrapping around its trunk, connected by walkways, are a series of conical roofed tree houses, and high above your heads as you enter this sort of open space beyond the gates are more tree houses, raised platforms, some of which are built into the bodies of the trees themselves, and others that look to be suspended by elaborate series of ropes and pulleys. It's like there are two villages within the palisade. There is the one within the canopy and the one on the forest floor. And the ground floor is a collection of 1- and 2-story buildings, the likes of which you might see anywhere else, but for the fact that this obstinate wood from which these buildings are constructed refuses to accept its fate, and it still pushes forth sinuous shoots and vivid green leaves and the clutches of bright summer blooms, and you spot just away to the left-hand side of this tree and this cluster of somnium, you spot the building that you were describing to Dolly.
This is the one. And they was in a room on this side.
And I gesture to the left-hand side of the building.
I thinks this is... We can pretend we heard more than we did. We can see its problems.
Roll me a perception check, you guys, as you come through. Everybody can roll. I'm guessing you're all trying to look. Actually, I guess you two, your eye seems very focused on giving information to Hollie, so I'd rather you didn't roll.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
16.
16.
26.
12.
26. 12.
I'm talking to I.
Yeah.
So.
You are looking round from face to face, Dolly. And everyone is looking at you. Every set of eyes. You see these hands coming out like a throng of people moving through these gates towards you. And as they pass you, they hold out their hands, and each one has this white circle, this white tattoo, the V within it. What you notice, Elowin, who's 16, is, and the rest of you see this, Kelnis and Radian, the Gloam. The Gloam begin to descend from their positions on the palisades, from the ramparts, from the raised platforms. And among them are others, warriors with short swords and daggers and bows strung across their backs, and they wear scraps of coloured cloth, greens and lots of oranges and purples, those same colours that you've seen in the somnium mushrooms. And with a dirty 20 and a 20...
No,
natural 20 and a 26, I do apologise. Your gaze, Cal and Radian, moves towards a tree at the centre. And from high in its branches, you see a series of tree houses. And in one of these beautiful, curved, arched wooden windows, you think you see a figure looking out over the village as you enter. And people begin to make preparations for a feast. There is a great building, and the doors, heavy wooden doors, are pulled open of this 2-story building. People start to pull out these large banqueting tables, laying chairs and benches and stools, people going into their homes.
This is a change, at least.
Does we think we should eat the food that is prepared for us?
Yes. We cannot be hostile.
But is it hostile just to not see it?
She is the midnight moon.
What if it has the mushrooms?
And these chairs and tables are being assembled, and people are going into their own homes, pulling out wineskins and loaves of bread, fruits. You've seen already that this forest is full of life and small game. You've seen deer, many birds. Clearly there would be fine hunting and foraging to be had here, and that's what you see evidence of. The food looks good and fresh, and it's as if there is a sort of collectivist thing happening.
Is the masked figure with us?
Sorry,
the Midnight Moon,
Celandine, she's called. She's not. She watches from a little way off, flanked by two figures wearing these robes, these sort of somnium-coloured warriors. And a little way away from her stands the leader of the Gloam, who spoke to you before, the tiefling with the serrated sword blade. And they are watching. It's hard to know how they're watching because they've got those masks on.
How far away are they?
They have almost put their. There's sort of the Gloam or the
Celandine.
Celandine is standing in the relatively narrow gap. These mushrooms almost encircle. There's a tree that comes out of them. These mushrooms that encircle them, but there is a gap, perhaps 15 feet apart, wide. Yeah. 3 people could walk abreast, and it's within that gap that 3 are stood, which is, say, 60 feet from where the tables are being set up and where you are.
Mm-hmm. This vigil, whatever they is like when they comes out, they said that they need their rest. Mm-hmm. I does not think they is well.
I mean, sounds like he's been busy. Imagine he's tired from all the lying he's been doing, but...
I'd like to... Can I grab you?
Yeah.
And I'd like for us to walk over towards Celandine, if that's possible.
What I'd like to do is just set an expectation. You are, at the moment, revered and respected guests, disciples of the Midnight Moon. You have an extraordinary status, seemingly here, Dolly. But people are also watching you all the time. And therefore, from moving forward and moving through to have conversations, particularly with Dolly, will become tricky not to be overheard. I don't want anyone to be in an uncertain space and me then kind of do a rug pull and ask you to roll.
I hides inside your hood.
And Harvest is there as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
We approach Celandine, I believe.
Yes.
I'm Radiant, and this is another disciple.
I'm Elowen.
It's a pleasure to meet companions of the Midnight Moon.
Thank you for your words. They were very moving.
They were for the people and for the Midnight Moon.
You must be thrilled. She's returned.
Were it not what was foretold, it would be beyond belief.
And what was foretold?
That his ascension could only occur with the Midnight Moon at his side.
You keep saying this word, ascension. What does that mean?
Roll me insight, both of you.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
23.
She is not as friendly to you as she is to Dolly. There is a coolness and a formality that, with a nat 20, speaks to, if not a lack of trust, a skepticism. What happened last night still happened, and here you are turning up. The ascension of Vigil to godhood. He is but a prophet of the world, but no longer.
There is a distinct lack of gods recently.
There are, yes. Nature abhors a vacuum.
Yeah, there's always someone to take their place.
Must be. For the maintenance of love and truth and order and light and all things that make this long life palatable to those who suffer through it.
from the Gloam. They're here to help their ascension.
They are no part of the children. You can roll an insight with advantage after your nat 20. You can roll a flat one if you would like, Radiant.
That is a 17.
There is a no warmth when she speaks of the Gloam.
We share a goal. To protect the Midnight Moon.
Of course.
And we mean you no harm.
Of course.
We deliver her to you because we understand how important it is.
How did you hear word of the Midnight Moon and her importance?
She told us.
Ah.
She didn't want to tell us, but she did.
Greatness cannot be contained.
It's a burden she bears.
The truth can be a painful burden.
She understands the weight.
As do you, it seems.
It is a burden we share amongst us.
No. No, it is not. It is a burden that the Midnight Moon alone feels the great purpose and intent of.
And that great purpose that you speak of, you understand it, you feel it.
I am illuminated by reflected light, not light within.
There have been many opportunities in our journey where she could have fallen, where she did fall. People, beings trying to take her down, but we did everything we could to bring her back. We understand the weight. We understand the importance many of us have given our lives. For her. For you.
For her.
Even against the Gloam.
Strange times make for strange bedfellows.
Don't they just?
Kelnis. As you are stood in this kind of malaise, this sort of a mass of people, this maelstrom of people preparing tables. You can hear some muttering prayers under their breaths, some embracing as if this is a day of joy and celebration. Roll me a perception check. 18. Parvis is beside you.
Sorry, he rolled a 10.
Parvis is beside you. And what you become aware of is that Parvis is kind of close to you, staying close to you. You see that some of these people look in terrible shape. Really dreadful shape. Haunted, haggard. Others seem like they have their strength and their faculties and their capabilities, but there are some here who are, despite the sun and the plentiful food and the plentiful fresh water and the climate and the protection that this palisade offers, they don't look good. And as you're ruminating on this, your eyes, you catch a movement out the corner of your eye and you see that the leader of the Gloam is walking towards you and Parvis. 2 guards by her side.
Can I tell if this seeming lack of nourishment or whatever it is, if it's the effect of too much somnium?
You can absolutely roll a nature check. You can roll a nature or a medicine.
Medicine it is. Natural 20.
Natural 20. There was, you recall, in the years ago it was, you realise you haven't thought about this person in ever such a long time. There was a circle of wildfire druid called Elra. And Elra took too much of the mushroom. Elra was a friend of yours. She was wise, she was tenacious, she was funny, and she, just as you did, with your initiation into the circle of wildfire, went through a series of rituals and ceremonies and initiations which involved carefully dosed, curated uses of somnium.
Good times.
They were. And Elra was made all the more extraordinary. And then she began to fade. She couldn't stop. It was as if she was compelled to find that state of being rather than the one to which she felt she was sentenced. Normal life became grey and unpalatable, and she chased and chased more. And the more she chased, the more she seemed to live only in this liminal space between sort of waking and dreaming. And her features sunk. She lost interest in everything. In music, in stories, in the woods, in food, in drink, in the company of others. And you recognize those same physical symptoms, absolutely, in some of these people. There is an emptiness. It's as if even now, with the light of the midnight moon here, they are waking sluggishly from a deep, long sleep that has been interrupted at an inopportune moment.
I turn to Parvis and very quietly, I clock the
Gloam
approach as well. And I just say to Parvis, I've seen this before, but not on this scale. These people are ill with somnium.
Mushroom has a terrible power and a terrible hold. And this Gloam leader approaches. She looks to you, and then you see her head and her eyes look down to Parvis. Well, I was not warned of your involvement in this little gaggle, this little group. No. An antiqua of the old gods, of the dead gods. She gets right down close to him. You are a long way from home. Home is a reliquie. It is of themselves and of all virtuous. I am always home. She looks up at you. Quite the company you keep, newly dead.
Nice, isn't it? Quite the company you keep.
We shall see who has made the better choices. She turns on her heel and walks away, accompanied by her guards. And at this point, these tables, Dolly, is there anything you want to be looking out for or anything you want to do?
I think I'm just incredibly uncomfortable with all the eyes on me, so I'm kind of just wandering around. I've still got the dahlia that was given to me. Can I wonder, is there someone who looks particularly gaunt?
Yeah, I mean, there are. You can take your pick, really. You can roll me a perception. Let's see if you can find the most.
A 6.
A 6. There are quite a few people who, seemingly exhausted by the effort of moving a chair, have sat down in the shade.
I'm gonna approach someone just with the dahlia and just give it to them and be like, "Are you all right?"
I'm following Dolly.
Yep, great. You approach this group, all sort of lolling on one another's shoulders, some with their heads on their chest, and you see a dragonborn, a really emaciated-looking dragonborn, who has multiple people sort of lying on them because they kind of have the biggest frame with which to offer some kind of place for rest. And their eyes open, they're hooded. They open slowly. And they give this wide, pained grin. And you see that, like, their teeth are sort of rotting away. Thank you.
Where did you all come from?
We were lost souls before Vigil. He, with his love, with his truth, he has made a home here for those who wandered.
He's told you a lot of stories.
Wonderful stories. So many of them about you. They go to raise a hand to you and there's just no energy in them. And so they sort of rock back. They lean their head against the building where their back is limp. And they say, such wonderful stories.
What kind of stories?
Of how beautiful you are. And how brave. And how your radiance, your light outshone even the midnight moon. That's how you got your name.
Why don't you rest? You don't need to help with all the chairs and stuff.
You are very loved by very many people. We are glad you are here.
Me too.
And then chin to chest, they fall asleep.
Can I do a medicine or nature check or something like that to determine if I happen to know any kind of an antidote? Not necessarily an antidote, because I know this is a thing that happens over time.
Yeah.
But something that can remedy some of the effects of overuse of somnium.
Sure. Roll me medicine.
I've got a little bag of Coke.
That'll do it.
That's a 24.
24. You know that to withdraw from it, to remove it, is an incredibly difficult process once you're deep. The basics, just stay high. It so demotivates you to have anything other than it that you just need water. You need rest and water and food. And you had heard, they had this thing called hortensia on hand, which was like a weed that you would encourage people to chew during the rituals. But it was just something that it was like a downer. It was something that would just get your head out the clouds. But it's a really kind of bitter weed with a very thick root, almost like a dandelion.
Do I see any?
You don't see any here. They're not cultivating crops of hortensia, great plantations of the stuff.
Just in
Burnt at the
case.
field.
As far as the eye can see.
Can I have a little look around to see if there's any sort of little dark corner behind a building or something, somewhere that I could just like tuck myself away in an attempt to just kind of, let's say, down behind a building and around. I would like to find a spot where I can sit down, hood up, and walk into you.
Yes, you can absolutely do that. I'm going to say, not that you're asking to do this at all, but again, just to lay out expectations, to disappear here is impossible unless you magically disappear. Even with your extraordinary abilities at stealth. You could sneak through people, but people are looking. But I would say you absolutely can find somewhere.
I basically want to make it just look like I'm just sitting and
sit and
like
rest.
sort of having a nap. Sort of.
Absolutely, I'm not even going to have you roll for that. That's
Okay,
more than possible.
Cool. I'd like to walk into you. And from above, I'd like to see if I can spot any particular building of hubbub. I'm basically trying to see if they can get any sense of like where Vigil might be right now.
Okay, so what you see is there isn't really space. The canopy is so thick here that the trees haven't been cleared. So the canopy is really so thick that it's sort of dappled sunlight rather than bright sunlight, and therefore to get above the canopy, one would be really difficult, and two, you would be able to see back down into the village. So really all you can do is be at the level of the top of these collection of tree houses. And you see to your sort of left and right in this central area into which you've entered is a sort of like one cluster of tree houses and another cluster of tree houses, and from within there you can see people looking down, but they seem to be it's quite sparsely populated. Everyone really is gathering. Roll me a perception check. 18. You see that having left Kelnis and Parvus, the leader of the Gloam has headed over to the building where into which you saw that conversation happen, and the Gloam are kind of gathered around that outside area, around the door, and they seem to be in conversation.
I'd like to swoop down and sort of just have you perch on top of the building, trying to get sort of just in a little earshot.
I'm trying to think how unusual it would be to see an owl here at this time of day. I'd like to roll stealth for you, the owl.
Yes. Let me just...
I need to get you a card.
Oh yeah, we need...
I'm sorry, I forgot.
You
to
should
print
be
it.
sorry.
Yeah.
You should be sorry. Yeah, you should be sorry, Hollie.
Yeah,
You've really dropped the ball.
No,
here on
someone's
this
actually
one.
made one. He was really sweet about it, and I promised I'd get it printed, so I will.
Oh, so you actually have dropped the ball.
Yeah, no, I actually
Wow.
have. Yeah.
Perception.
I'll have eventually.
Stealth, please.
Stealth.
But I don't want you to roll again.
Oh, you don't want to... Yeah, so that was 16.
16. Let me just check something.
Normal land.
What is that?
No. He's eating coins again.
No, we've had someone
Stop
complain about
eating
mouth
coins.
sounds.
Really?
Yeah.
Not all coins are
All right.
chocolate.
No.
No. Dental work is expensive.
You land on a little, on the top of this building, or a building nearby. Close enough that you can just make out the leader of the Gloam say, "We will hold ourselves in readiness," and then her head snaps up to where you are. Strange bird for a morning flight.
I'm not going to move because that would give away some sort of sense of understanding.
But what she does do is sort of gesture to you, and that little group disperse.
I'm just going to continue behaving like a normal owl.
I love Dungeons and Dragons.
owl.
I love Dungeons and Dragons so much. Normal owl, Alex, normal
I'm going to
owl.
continue to behave exactly as an owl would.
And this activity has sort of gone on for a little while. And tables have been laid and places have been set, and there is a big U shape down and all along the sides of which people start to sit. And then in the center of that U at the top, not spanning the entire distance between the two sort of verticals, is a smaller table. And Celandine moves with two of her guards and sits at the table and gestures for you to join her.
I go up to Dolly and I take her hand, and in my hand is the poisonous mushroom that I took from the body of the person in the woods. And I insert it into your hand.
I think we're good for mushrooms, don't you?
If it comes to it, get your revenge. and then I escort her to wherever she's meant to sit.
Okay. And as you take your places so everyone settles, and you see that it's essentially those who are capable of sitting at a table are sitting at a table, but there are still more sat on the floor, leaning like you saw that dragonborn against the buildings. And you see too, and you realise again, you haven't really seen that many children, but there are children here, gathering in the open gatehouse, like in the space where the gates have opened. There's still more people coming in, more people looking, people of every age, every species, other than, of course, kobolds.
I want to say, well, I left you there, but I've come
You're
out.
out. You're back in you.
Is he just being a normal owl?
He's being a normal owl, sat up, still
He's
up there.
trying. He is still, Alex Jordan's owl, so he'll be doing he'll be making choices.
Normal for him.
And Celandine stands. And she puts her hands out again. We beseech the blessing of Vigil on us this day and always. We who are of the earth rejoice. Our time is at hand. And then you see everyone's faces. These children in the midnight moon, looking up behind your heads, up towards the trees, the treehouse, tree in the centre of the cluster of somnium. And immediately you see that some people just burst into tears. And as you turn your heads, a figure emerges onto a raised parapet, a landing almost. In among these platforms with conical roofs, there is a balcony. And it's someone dressed in bright clothing. He has a smock and trousers of yellow cloth, this loose jacket of orange, purple at the neck and the shoulders. He has golden hair, which hangs to his shoulders. It's longer than when you last saw it. And a thick beard. Again, didn't have that before. And this moustache that curves ever so slightly up at the edges. And he holds up a hand to still the crowd. And you look around and every face is people's breath catching in their throats, tears, joy, exultation, rictus grins, or genuine smiles, but everyone is. There is something clearly remarkable about this figure. And he says, "We have waited so long, friends, children. Our wait at last is over. As I have foreseen, as I have long promised, the midnight moon has returned to us. The world beyond this forest is fierce, marred by darkness, far less loving than that we have built for ourselves. With the moon here, becoming one again with the forest and the earth and the mushroom from which the truth derives," and you hear those words, the forest and the earth and the mushroom from which the truth derives, echoed by everyone, every member of the children, even Celandine. You see semi-catatonic people leaning them. It's so drilled in. I will lead us into that broken world with faith and with certainty that all will be well. For now, feast, worship, and take comfort that all that was foretold has come to pass. It will always be so. And now I would speak with the midnight moon herself. And he reaches a hand out. He's far away from you at the top of this treehouse, but his eyes are on yours for the first time in years. And Celandine stands. I will escort you.
My friends will escort me. They need to come with me.
Roll me persuasion.
That one.
This I cannot allow.
Where she goes, we go.
No. No.
Can I reach out? And I want to touch Celandine, and as I do so, I'm going to walk into you so that I have that little moment when my eyes roll back and a little cold breath. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to go,
Last night, you was in a room. It was a small room with the glome.
and I describe what I saw, and I go,
And then you left. And they said things that was not nice. You must be careful of them.
Roll me. It's super fun, so you can have advantage. Deception.
Nat 20.
How do you know this?
I sees things. It's a gift I has. And I knows that they is prepared, they is ready to moves against the children of the Midnight Moon.
Vigil will want to hear this.
Do not.
You may accompany her, the two of you.
And he's like this to us.
I has permission to go with Dolly. Mm-hmm. But still the rest of you. She doesn't want to countenance it. Up to you.
Gonna squeeze I's hand and be like, thank you. And we're gonna walk towards the stairs.
I, the me, not the character, feels very cool.
So you watch Elowin and Kelnis and Radian and Parvus as Celandine, flanked still by her two guards, walks towards, or sort of accompanies Dolly and I towards the cluster of somnium and the treehouse within.
I'm gonna turn back to the group before we get too far away and be like, we'll be okay.
You have to be.
Stay safe.
I take care of her.
If you need us.
Just jail.
I'd like to fly you back down to these guys. So that maybe there is at least some way of...
And how do you want to fly it down, like on the table, on someone's shoulder? Like
No, just sort of...
close enough
Close
that could
enough.
make easy contact.
Yeah.
Understood.
And I turns and I says,
If there is a problem, you well knows.
Got a feeling if there's a problem, we'll hear.
I'd like everyone who's not Dolly and I to leave the room.
Whoa!
So you are led towards this tree. And as you chance a final look over your shoulder, you see the whole of Haven, the children of the Midnight Moon, feasting and celebrating, and the eyes of Parvus and Elowin and Kelnis and Radian are locked on yours, and then they are obscured by the mushroom. And Celadine leads you up. And this tree is covered in flowering vines. It is objectively beautiful, incredibly so. Each parapet and treehouse constructed of pale wood with darker wooden arches supporting green roofs on which blooms flourish. And as you reach the base, you see Nox looking down at you. And he smiles at you.
Don't smile back.
And Celandine leads you up a twisting set of steps inside the tree and then round it, and you pass through rooms with that look like dining areas, that look like studies, until you emerge onto the balcony where Nox was. Anything you want to do on your way up?
I guess while we're walking, maybe ask Celandine, how long have you been here? How long have you known him?
How long have you been gone?
9 years.
She says, I was young when I came here. Summer of my 19th year. He saw something special in me.
I'm sure he did.
He sees something extraordinary in you.
He did once.
Still. Roll me an insight check.
That is a 19.
There is the warmth with which she speaks to you is like she's kind of cosplaying you. You know? It's like it's beyond meeting family. It's beyond that familiarity that you saw with the Grenweirds. It's like you imagine the Antiqua would have been with a virtuous alive. And you arrive at this balcony when Nox was, and Nox is no longer there. But you look into the greatest of these tree houses, and you see up the top of this sort of two-story, there's almost like a pagoda. And he stands in the centre of this pagoda. Celandine gestures. You should ascend.
Thank you.
And two of you walk up the set of wooden stairs, beautifully carved. There is a balustrade, a handrail with sort of carved reliefs of mushrooms. And for a moment, the feasting and the forest, it's just two people walking up a set of wooden steps. It's just your footsteps that seem aggressively loud, like that awful knocking of each footfall on each tread.
This is a vigil, and you knows them as
Nox.
Is there anything else that's no one would know about them?
You've got 5 seconds.
I mean, where to start? I don't know.
Any things that could be useful?
You emerge up onto the top. And Nox turns to look at you.
You've got a lot of explaining to do for all of the lies that you've told.
What?
Don't give me that. 9 years ago? 9 years.
9 years since they took you from...
No. Since you gave me to them. Don't.
He puts his hand up to his mouth. That is what they told you.
Yes, that's what they told me.
And you believed them?
Knox, if I'm being honest, the cracks were there before. I didn't think you'd go that far.
Who's this?
Friend. A real friend.
He walks towards you, You put a hand up. He doesn't seem to know what that means, but he sort of reaches a hand out.
I reach higher to
Make contact.
make contact,
He makes contact.
and then I bring my hand down to my nose.
He falteringly does the same. I am known as Vigil.
Since when?
Since I discovered this place and built it and gave myself and other people a home.
Was that when you were running from the web?
Yes. She knows me as Knox. That was my name. For the years before my life, and still in a way now, that was my name. Knox. None here will call me that. But if you are Dolly's friend, then you should know.
He knows.
Right. What did they tell you?
The web?
Yes.
That you cut a deal. That I was collateral. And that you left. The whole gang. Scattered. Like that.
Because I was too frightened to keep them together.
Oh, what about me? You think I wasn't frightened?
I hate that I was not brave enough when they took you from me. Dolly, you were the only part of myself that I ever liked. You were beautiful and fierce and unafraid, and I hurt everyone. I lied to everyone. I couldn't help it. It's like deceit and lies were in me. They were all I was. And then there was you. I would never have given you up. I didn't give you up.
I mean, you say deceit and lies were all that you had, but she gestures to everyone feasting down there. It looks like they still are.
Yeah, it was never meant to be like this.
What was it meant to be?
I came here to die alone. Because I hated myself, because I was too weak and too afraid to save you. But I am strong now. I'm strong in ways I couldn't have imagined, and strong in ways I never dreamed. And these people, gestures at, they saw that strength in me. And they need something. They need a God. They need one now more than ever. You and I both know what fear does to people. It makes people erratic. It makes people dangerous, and fear of the unknown is terrible. But a God, you give people a living God among them. It gives them comfort. It gives them purpose. It drives people on. I gave them two.
And you gives yourself power.
No. mushroom does. I don't know how to explain it.
Mushroom.
Dolly, I know how it sounds.
I had to watch you change because of that mushroom. And now I turn up and you created a fucking cult over it. I needed saving once. I needed it. Then 9 years passed by. You know, like, falling in love is probably the biggest trust exercise someone can go through. They call it falling for a reason. Because you take a leap and you trust that person's gonna be there to catch you. And I learned the hard way that you weren't.
Dolly, the only good thing I ever did in all my life was love you. And I still do. I'm certain of it. As the blood in my veins and the breath in my lungs, it's all I have.
You forget that I know you. I know you better than all these people.
You do, and you see all my ugliness and all my failures, but you attribute something to me that is not true. I did not sell you to the wet, Dolly. I swear it.
Can I want to try and get some insight.
Yeah, you'll roll contested and he will roll persuasion or deception, but I'm not going to tell you which.
It is, because I have proficiency, it is a 16.
Okay. He seems to be telling you the truth. Or there's nothing that you can't detect a lie.
And if they took her, where was you? Why was you not looking?
I was weak.
And so was I. And yet all I has done is tried to find I's tribe.
Mm-hmm.
This is not loves you speak of.
No, it's failure. It's failure, but those two things exist. Those two things sometimes exist in the same person.
Why does you need so much rest?
What?
You need to rest. You is... I was gonna call back on a word that he heard and remembered. Fragile.
A mushroom is strange. It does strange things. I can resist it more than anyone, but still there are days when the exposure is too much for me.
So you takes the mushroom.
No,
Steals.
You made it your entire personality, and now it's...
Dolly, I am the mushroom. I don't know how else to tell you.
Of course you are. Of course you are.
When has the web ever told you the truth?
When have you?
Telling you the truth now, Dolly. I told you the truth many, many times, and also I failed.
So if this is the truth, you really does thinks you is worthy of being a god.
There is a power in me, there is a strength, there is something that I can't explain.
Is in all of us.
No, you misunderstand me. I came here because I had heard that this was the place where the somnium grew. And I wanted to lose myself. I didn't want to exist anymore, and I thought this would be the way to do it. To wither until everything I recognized and remembered was gone. And I found something. A new, stronger, more powerful, and caves not far from here. something made it strong. And I can use it. And others, it seems others cannot.
What was these caves like? What was in them?
Great wealth, gems, precious metals, and the mushrooms. That is why they are here. They seek something in the caves. Something at the very lowest levels.
Has you taken them to the caves?
Of course. I'm the only one who can get down deep enough.
The Gloam?
Yes. Dolly, they made me an offer.
What was their offer this time?
Barun. All of it.
If at first you don't succeed, huh?
I am capable of incredible things. And I love you, and I want you to do them with me.
In the streets, when we first started, card games, fraud, bit of fun. To here, it's all about control with you.
You're mistaken. I'm offering you the greatest city in the world. If you want it, you can have it.
In exchange for what? What are they offering? What do they want?
They want more of what they already have. I have given them many things already. I've proved my worth to them, and I demanded Barun. And I want you, and him, if you want him to bring him. I want you to be there with me.
And what are you going to do with Barun once you have it?
Make it better. Something dark. There is a I am not foolish. I know what has happened in the world beyond. I know about the virtuous. I know about the sinless.
And yet you'll still align with them?
Because they are going to win. Who stands against them? The Council of Equals? The Antiqua?
You're a coward.
I am. Yeah. All right, if that's what you want to call it. But I'm alive and I want you to be with me.
And you wonder, right now, why I don't believe what you're telling me? Because right now, you're doing it all again.
What do you want?
Exactly the same.
Just tell me what you want me to. Tell me what you...
I want those 9 years back.
I never took them from you. I didn't take them from you, Dolly. I would never have given you up. They beat me half to death and threw me out of the city. I couldn't...
Yeah, you're right. You're the victim here.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that, but I'm not. It's my fault. It's my fault.
I came into this forest fully willing to put a dagger through your heart.
Yes.
Still not entirely convinced that I won't. I don't need to anymore. You're making the same mistakes over and over and over again. You'll do that to yourself soon enough. One way or another.
Whence did you show them the caves?
Months ago. Dolly. I can't let you leave. I can't let you leave.
What's your plan?
Celandine. Celandine climbs the stairs.
What's your plan?
He looks at I. You care for him, do you?
I care for all of my friends.
Then you can't leave.
You can't touch them.
I can. I can bring down cities.
Yeah, how many cities have you brought down?
How do you think they took load?
There you are. I knew you were in there.
How many died at House Grainweird? How many died at the Battle of Mouse?
There you are.
How many died in Brack? The greatest fortress in the world fell, and not a drop of blood was spilled.
Aren't you clever?
Yes. In ways that you cannot possibly understand, but you will see, because I love you. And I'm going to keep you safe amongst all of it. Celandine, hold the little one.
Don't touch him.
I am going to click my heels. And I'm going to dash across the other side of the room, and I'm just going to stare at Celandine. And I turn back to Nox and I say,
All this talks of fortresses and how you broke them. And yet, your ego just broke right open then. And there you was. You is a cracked fortress. And inside, it is empty. And at the ends of it all, everyone will wonders how something so empty weighed so heavy.
And he turns and he walks down the stairs. And you watch as he walks out to the balcony. And he shouts, "Hold them! The midnight moon has been betrayed!"
I would like to walk into you.
Sure. We're gonna come back. Eloin. Radiant. Calmus. Parvus. You are at the feasting table. You see them disappear. And you watch as they ascend. They disappear from view behind the cluster of mushrooms, and then they emerge again, and they are on the balcony where Nox was and where Vigil was. You know where it is. And you look up to where Vigil was, and they're not there. And they've disappeared. And people are eating and feasting and drinking. And you are on a table. I will say you're not actively being guarded. Celandine and her 2 guards have left this table. It is just the 4 of you sat there.
What do you think's going to happen?
I don't even know what any of this is. What do fools always want to make themselves gods?
I don't like that Dolly and I are alone.
Neither do I, but not a lot we can do about it right now, and I like how much the Gloam are looking at us a hell of a lot less. At least, whatever these people are, they don't want to hurt Dolly.
The Gloam is watching us.
Yeah, but they want to hurt us, and that's the difference.
And after a time of watching and waiting and eating, you see everyone look up. And Nox runs out to the balcony. And he shouts, "Hold them! The midnight moon has been betrayed!" Every eye turns to you. And the warriors, in their orange and purple, begin to approach, drawing weapons, as do the Gloam.
What's going on?
The Gloam are moving towards you with greater consideration, and these warriors are just reaching out and trying to grab you, to restrain you. What did you want to do?
I walk into you and I fly down onto Eloin's shoulder. And just a slight grip of the talons, and then fly back up to the treehouse.
I'm going to say you have the chance to act. Essentially, you can start trying to fight your way out here.
Can we see them from where we are?
Not in that... Let me have a look. Yes, you can.
Are they less than 120 feet away?
No.
Okay.
You're 60. I'm trying to think of my Pythagoras' theorem. 120 feet is 40 yards. No. I would say they're 60, 180 feet away from you.
Okay.
I would say.
I direct towards Simeon.
Yeah.
Simeon, you promised that you would protect the Midnight Moon. We have protected her, and you must protect us.
Persuasion with disadvantage.
$12.
He is Vigil. He is Vigil, and you have betrayed her. You can try and run, you can try and fight, or you can submit to being captured.
I'm just going to say, we trust Dolly. Don't fight.
How many guards in Gloam are there?
There are... You'll bear with me. I've written this down and everything. Excuse me. There are 12 of these, if you like, local warriors moving towards you, and there are the leader and 10 Gloam.
If we fight, we die.
I agree.
Can I use sleight of hand to try and hide my dagger?
Yes, you can. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
That is... I'm actually going to use second wind and try that and add a d10 to that. That's better. That is... that would be 15 plus... it's 21.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't... assuming we're being captured, I do not want my dagger removed from me.
Okay.
We mean you no harm. This must be some sort of misunderstanding.
And the leader of the Gloam comes up. Step back to the locals. We shall deal with this. Hands. She gestures for you to put your hands out.
I'll put my hands out.
Parvis does the same.
Kel,
Live to fight another day, Kel.
I do not like being restrained.
No one does.
And the Gloam bind your hands. Up, back to the top. Celandine and her 2 guards are in the room with you. You should.
I saw things that I could not see. The Gloam is not with yous. Something is wrong here. The mushroom is strong.
Persuasion.
I rarely get to persuade.
Oh, sorry, she doesn't have. I said she didn't have guards with her, so it's just her.
It's a 12.
It's a 12. You sense a little, the briefest hesitation. I cannot move against Vigil. I don't want to hurt you, small one.
But you would move against the child, the midnight moon.
The moon reflects light. It only reflects.
And you think at the end of all this, the glome will not just take what they want?
I trust in Vigil. I always have.
Vigil does not trust in the glome. You should not trust in the glome. And in this moment, all you has is us. With us, you stands a chance. Whatever is happening now, whatever you thinks is happening, if we is gone, you will has nothing to stand against them.
It will be as it was before.
And you will be dead.
I stand beside my God.
And he will be dead.
I don't want to hurt you. Put out your hands.
You can try and touch them.
Aye. Put out your hands. Please.
Speaks with them.
I don't want them to hurt you.
You should put your hands out.
I would like... I'm going to kneel down in front.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to put my hands up and I'm going to use grovel. And I say, I look to Dolly and I say,
Is your call.
and grovel once per short rest as an action. I can cower to distract foes, and until the end of my next turn, any ally gains advantage on an attack against enemies within 10 feet.
Okay.
And I look to Dolly and say,
You recognize this stance.
We can't win this fight. Not yet.
She binds your hands. Would you come with us? She looks to you, Dolly.
can I just ask, what are they bound with?
She binds them with a thick rope. They don't seem to be magical bindings.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see my friends.
She gestures for you to descend the stairs towards where Nox is on the balcony.
And I walk.
Mm-hmm. She puts her hand on you.
No,
Okay.
I walk, but I'm gonna.
You resist that touch.
I resist that touch. I walk. I follow Dolly,
Mhm.
but I've clicked my heels. I'm Speedy Boy, and I am.
Staying just ahead of her.
Yeah, you are
Okay.
not touching me.
And as you approach the balcony, you see Nox's head turn to you. Dolly, and he smiles. And you see this sea of upturned faces as Kelnis and Elowin and Radian and Parvis move towards the tree, their hands bound, accompanied by the gloam. And Nox holds a hand out to you.
Don't hurt them. She puts her hand up. I'm rethinking that dagger situation, just so you know.
Then he looks out, raises her hand, your hand alongside his, and says, "The midnight moon is safe." And there's a cheer that goes up from the crowd. And that's where we'll take a little break.
Can't wait to spend the rest of it with my hands like this. I will.
Like you doing it, Kamehameha.
Hi, I'm Ben Starr, and if there's one thing I love most in the world, it's the sound of my own voice. But don't jump to conclusions, I'm not that shallow, and I'm certainly not just a one-trick pony. Peel back the superficial layers of my godlike features, and you'll expose yourself to a level of emotional depth that isn't just interesting, it's downright terrifying. Imagine peering into the tentacled eyeball of a divine Lovecraftian entity and gazing on its unknowable cosmic perfection. Your mind would literally explode. I like to think that's exactly what would happen if you had the brazen audacity to ask me what I had for breakfast this morning. The answer will always be eggs, but the meaning behind it carries with it the power of 1,000 billion exploding stars. So if you had to ask me what's another thing I love that's adjacent to but not necessarily the same as my voracious interest in the sound of my own vocal cords, it would be my adorable obsession with capitalism. I love to sell stuff, and I love people buying the stuff that I sell. The richer I am, the happier I am, and you want me to be happy, right? Because you wouldn't like me when I'm sad. Things get tentacled, and not in a good way. So that's why I'm here to announce Merch Drop 2 for Natural 6, coming out on May 30th at 4 p.m. BST. And I'm fully aware that you're most likely to want to see the sweet goodies before you part with your hard-earned human monies. So here it is, all at once. That's right, I'm literally wearing and/or holding all of it. Pause the frame, examine my intriguing physical features and choose your poison. Or you can just buy it all. You never know, I might insert myself into the mail alongside it. Our last drop sold out in under 30 minutes, so make sure you're there to grab it while stocks last. With stunning custom dice, a brand new God Killers t-shirt, stickers, tote bag, and pin, we'll have you walking around like human Natural 6 billboards in no time plus shipping. So, make me happy and buy things so this ad doesn't age like milk. I hate milk. Because I'm lactose intolerant. That's some deep Ben lore right there.
Oh my god.
Oh God! Oh
We're
my
back.
God!
What are you doing?
Why?
was
Why are you
that
doing
much.
it?
This is a big moment. And you're,
Levity.
Was it a funny ad read?
Yes, it was, and this is episode 30, and it was new. No, it might have been played in 29. I don't know. Depends how many we're filming later.
I can't believe how funny I was.
Very funny.
For those at home, Ben just downed a shot of espresso from a champagne flute
Having
To celebrate his
after putting all of it in his mouth.
balls deep.
to celebrate his very funny ad read, like as funny as chickens with pants.
They're
almost.
so
hold on,
funny.
hold on.
They're the funniest thing.
If this ad read makes Aoife cry, then
Right.
we know for fact.
The fact that this music is playing and we're still having a discussion
Yeah.
is
is
disrespectful
wild
music.
to me. Yeah.
Says
It's
you
certainly
who
not
literally
virtuous.
just seen
It might
it
even
today.
be vile.
I haven't.
Wild.
Yeah. So, with the Gloam and their leader escorting the four of you, you are reunited with I at the top of this balcony. The five of you stood, your hands bound, as Dolly stands, her back to you, her hand clasped in Nox's vigils, as they raise them up to a cheering mass of worshippers, a congregation here in the summer forest. And then Vigil pulls your hand down and you feel, Dolly, the firmness of his grip. He doesn't want to let go. And as he brings his hand down by his side, he keeps yours clasped in his.
What's your plan now?
All in good time. And he looks over at Celandine and at the leader of the Gloam. Put them in the cells beneath the old processing. Celandine nods. I will show you. And then you are led back down the steps. Is there anything anyone wants to do?
anything happens to them, I'll burn it all to the ground.
You can keep them safe. And they lead you down the steps. And they lead you down the steps through the throng of people, and at this point, the Gloam are having to act as guards for you. This mass of people who were in awe of you are now straining to get near you. You see Simeon shouting, "You traitor! Traitor!" They're throwing, food is being thrown at you from the tables as people pick things up, and you tried to betray a goddess. And the Gloam sort of raise their hands. They heft their weapons to protect you from these assaults. And you watch, Dolly, as your friends are led through this throng of people. And you are taken round the back of the mushroom cluster, into an area that even you haven't been in before. The sort of darkest space behind the cluster, to this long, narrow building with an L shape on one side, sort of L-shaped, and then it has another sort of like an extension built on one end. So it's very asymmetric. It looks to have grown out of need, that originally it was something, and then it needed to be something else, and then it needed to be something else. And you hear the Gloam leader speak beneath her mask. And she speaks to you, Calnis. She says, "How the mighty have fallen. So close to godhood, and now nothing."
We are not gods.
No.
And we have not fallen.
Well, we shall see.
Is it just him with us, or are we being escorted?
No, you're being escorted by. You're being escorted by these. There's more Gloam that have joined. So let me just check the numbers that I have here.
While you're doing this, you is still up in the air circling.
There are 12 Gloam, along with their leader. You is still circling, and you are led into this building and through a door, and along a corridor, and then you turn left. You go through a sort of guard room and into a big empty, a large empty room with a grate in the center, like a which is sort of opened. And you are led down into darkness. And the 5 of you, including Parvis, are placed in separate cells. And as you are locked in there, before the last of the light is cut out by the closing of that grill, you hear the voice of the Gloam leader. And she says, "You should accustom yourselves to the shadows, because more are coming." Strange noise. Wasn't meant to be a honk.
What is a honk?
I works well in the shadows.
I spit in their general direction.
So I'd like you to imagine a kind of just a standard oblong room. There are 3 cells on, if we'll call it the northern wall, and 3 cells on the southern wall. They put, let me draw this for myself as well. They put Parvis on the northern wall on the left. They put Kelnis in the center. They put Radian on the right. They put I on the southern wall in the left-hand side, and they put Elowin in the middle.
And above us is the grate.
Above us is the grate, yeah. And when that grate is sort of released, it's sort of set of steps, almost like a loft hatch, that the grate becomes the steps when it's pushed down.
So there's this is all sort of underground,
no windows, no light that you are aware of.
How are we doing?
I can't see much at all.
Does you not have?
No, Travis,
No
I
goggles.
don't.
No.
Have they taken our weapons off us?
Yeah, they will have done, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, because you specifically made a decision to palm your dagger, I'm going to say you have your dagger, but everyone else would have their weapons taken from them.
Mm-hmm. I'd love to investigate the general surroundings. I'd like to see if just in the dark, see what there is physically in the general vicinity.
Okay. Roll investigation. You can see in darkness as if in dim light, and there is a little light that escapes through the grate. So I'm going to say it's not completely pitch black.
23.
23. Cool. So. You just see loads and loads of keys, just a sea of keys.
Finally, goodies! I see the goodies that I didn't get on my tree that I wanted.
You see that the floor is made of uneven stone, as if it's been laid hastily, and you can see that there is a. You can see that the grate is hinged, has these big, heavy metal hinges. Yeah. It's damp down here. It doesn't strike you as somewhere that was intended to be used as a set of cells, as much as it would have been like a storage, just a cellar that's been repurposed. So it doesn't have the feel of a military. It certainly doesn't feel like Barun Jail, which was there just to be a jail.
To kind of give a bit of flavour, this is very triggering for Radian.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of memories that he didn't think were kind of coming back to him. This sense of being enclosed, this sense of being trapped that he doesn't like, and he thinks that he wants to be anywhere else but here. All he wants to be is above that grate that he can directly see in front of him. All he wants. And it's like he starts to spiral more and more and more and more and more.
Just give me a sec. It's not a spell. It doesn't require any components. Roll me a perception check. You have to be able to. Oh, where are you trying to get to? You're trying to get up. You have to be able to see a
All
location.
he wants to be is almost like because he can see dark. He has dark vision for 60 feet.
Yeah.
He can see above him, and he wants to. It's almost like he can see that's more open than where
Okay,
he is now.
so here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to roll me a perception check, because I know what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
Let's call it, because this is hella cool. Let's call this a DC 13 perception check.
Okay.
With a 13, you can see enough of the floor above to have a location there.
Mm-hmm.
With anything lower, you can just get out of the cell space.
Can I roll it in the tower?
Yes, honey, of course you may. It's so mad. We can talk about it on the action search, but you think you're never trying to create something foolproof, but you're like, this is going to be really. And I completely forgot about this.
Oh my god.
What is it?
I mean, it's not a 1,
Okay.
What
but
is
it's
it?
a single digit.
But it's a 9.
A 9. Okay.
Still a single digit.
So, you tell me where in this room you want to end up.
So where I want to end up
In this room.
in this room.
Yeah, because you cannot sufficiently see through that grate enough to see upstairs to the floor above with that failed roll. It was a DC 13.
Could I add a bit of flavour?
You can try, baby.
Which is, he wants to end up there, but because of the failed roll, he ends up suspended in the air
Yes. Yeah.
and then collapses
Yeah.
to the floor.
Absolutely.
What was that?
I don't know either because I think I was too small to see out of.
You can see so it's just so they're kind of these are all hastily constructed like they've got walls in between the cells, but they have like grates, more metal grates. So they're not solid wooden doors. Yeah. They are classic kind of Robin Hood style jail cells with the grate, the metal grate.
I knows who has trickiness with the dark spaces. This might sounds weird.
Everything sounds
Radiance
weird right now.
just falls from the sky.
You're right.
From the air.
Does sound weird. Radiant, why were you in the sky?
I don't know why I was in the sky. Why was I in the sky? Can someone explain?
Are you not behind the bars?
Radiant is outside the bars.
You made weird sounds and then suddenly there you were.
Well, at least I'm outside.
But how?
Let's not worry about that right now.
Can I inspect the walls and I want to feel for any... Are they... Because it's underground, are they dank and damp?
Yes.
I would like to...
Radiant comes over here. 1 second.
Yeah.
Hold out your hands.
Okay.
Cups your hands.
And I want to draw liquid, the dampness from the walls, and transfer it. It's hovering just above Radiant's hand.
I can only does this in a radius. It's a word I learned. When I says, this what drops in your hand, runs to the hatch, and holds.
The hatch? That's a long way up.
How high above is the hatch?
I would say this is a cellar. It's 8 feet.
You is, I mean...
How tall? How tall is Radiant?
About 6.
About 6'9".
So it's about 8 foot.
Yeah.
So with that, and then I can do it within 5 feet anyway.
So you're using the spell shape
water to pull together water.
Does it? Can you tell me?
Within 5 feet.
Can you hang on? You need to tell me whether it requires somatic components.
No. Nothing. It's instantaneous.
No, it will say components.
Yes,
It'll say
yes.
VSS.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
S. Your hands are bound, baby.
Okay.
What do you want me to do with this?
Do what?
Well, you don't have anything because he can't cast it.
So I'm just what am I? So I just have
Hold on.
Can I try and find like any sort of sharp?
You can try and cut your bindings on the floor of on the kind of rocky floor. It will be very difficult to do so.
Are all of us just with
You're just rope bindings.
I mean, I have my dagger.
Does anyone know you've got it?
I can certainly tell everybody here.
Yeah.
And save me doing that at the table, but I'm going to tell you that I've got my dagger with me.
Cuts your hands and then sends it here.
Your hands?
Cuts your hands. Cuts them.
I can't see.
Okay. A Radiant.
Yes.
Right.
Heads
Thank you.
to an Eloin and gets the dagger.
Radiant has a handful of water.
Radiant,
No, because I didn't get to the water because I didn't do this.
I thought you just drank. Okay, fine. You don't have water. You've got your hands out ready to receive water that was
You've
not
just cupped your hands for no reason.
gets the dagger. Frees an Eloin's hands, then does us.
Can I ask that when I moved, did I,
No, it doesn't break free of any magical binding.
Damn it.
Otherwise, you could teleport an inch and then just be free.
But no, what I can do is, because I've essentially just tucked the dagger sort of up my sleeve, so I can sort of hold the dagger with mine, and you will have to cut them yourself.
Okay.
Because I can't see to do it.
Roll. You know what? I'm okay. I'm going to have you roll a sleight of hand check. I'm not going to get you to repeat this over and over again. But what I want to establish is, with a nat 1, that dagger will clatter so loudly to the floor that people will hear. Okay, that's all I need you to do.
Okay, that is a 23.
Okay, it does not clatter to the floor. In fact, it clatters off in another room and distracts you. Yeah, okay, great, you do it. And I would say, Radiant, you are able to cut your bindings free.
Okay, give me the dagger.
And sort of flip the dagger around it, I guess. And Give me, yeah.
he frees Elowen.
Do you want me to just show everyone?
He releases her. Provides her.
He releases her.
I assure you, he does not.
Why are you looking at me with?
I can't actually see anything. We're not establishing
ignore what I'm
this.
doing with my hand. You won't like it when you see my hand.
Kelnis, why is you still in your cell?
I have a plan. No, I don't. I was thinking about this, but do we plan to escape entirely from these cells into above the grate? Surely there are guards.
We're just going to wait here and wait for Dolly to do what? We have no idea what Nox is going to do, what his intentions for her are.
Could someone please catch my bite?
Can you just help I?
And also, I is also here.
and then give me my dagger back.
Okay, so I cut everyone
Yep,
open
cut everyone's
in a
bindings.
mildly suggestive way.
Give the. Yeah.
No. You have misread. Non-verbal communication. It is good you cannot see what is happening right now. Elowen.
So uncomfortable.
Kel, can't you just turn into something and get us out of here?
I could. You know what else I could do?
What?
I could get Hank out and teleport us.
Tip tap, tip tap.
Right. With all due respect, I haven't got all of my weapons. There were 12 of them and 5 of us. What do you think we're going to do? Just turn up and fight our way out? We could have fought our way out to begin with.
We could at least get... But first, this way we is not taking them all on at once. But we could send Kelnis in disguise as a small creature.
Well, either way, I'm still behind these bars. So are you.
So I would like to, now that I'm not thinking about that, it's just the door in front of me. I would like to pull the water to the lock and attempt to freeze, to expand, to bust the lock.
I don't want this to be a cure-all that you can do every time. Because you've done it with Parvis before.
Yeah.
So it's going to be like a one-time thing, and I will call that a DC.
Actually, they would have taken our weapons off us.
Mm-hmm.
But they've noticed and taken it's just in my belt like a lockpicking kit.
Roll me a luck check.
So
they did take it, yeah.
Bastards.
Call this a DC. It's a shape water. It's shape water.
Yeah.
It's a cantrip.
Yeah.
So I don't want this to be.
No.
This can't just be.
It's gotta be a high. It's gotta be high.
Let's call it DC 16 Arcana. You have Arcana, right?
Yeah, +2.
Okay.
13.
Sorry, bud. Yeah. I'm able to do
I could change shape. Go through the grate and try to find the keys.
Do it. Just something.
You're not there.
I saw that. I saw the thought drop in.
Right, now my hands are free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're not going to do it, I will.
I cast Misty Stab, and I head above the grate to exactly where I want to go.
Okay. You land up in the room above.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a d4.
Oh, fuck.
Just tell them we need some water.
2.
There are 2 Gloam up there. You get a surprise round. This is such a mad thing, and they are not anticipating it. I allow you to roll initiative against the Gloam. None of you can, because you're not there. You're not in the same space. And we will figure out what the hell happens now. Okay, so I'll just roll for both of them at once. You're a dangerous man.
Stupid man.
I love it.
You wouldn't do it.
What was your initiative?
16.
Try me.
Try me.
The only reason I didn't is because I'm out of second level spell
Okay.
slots.
You go up into this room. It has the door through which you entered, away to the. If we still maintain the idea of northern, which is where you were, and southern, where the others were, there's 2 doors, one on the eastern wall, one on the western wall. They are sat at a little table next to the western wall. The doors are both shut. They were not expecting an attack. They are sat they are sat at a table. I will give you a surprise round.
Mm-hmm.
They look up, and through the masks, you can just about see eyes widen.
Please don't die.
Well, I didn't expect this.
What were you expecting?
I don't know why not.
Even Doug wouldn't do it. Even Doug was like, oh, I better not, just go up there. Like, oh.
I cast web at both of them.
Okay. Tell me what they have to do.
They have to take.
They have to make
a dex saving throw.
Okay, they both have a +5. One of them rolled a 10 becomes a 15, and a 17 becomes a 22.
It fails. The web doesn't work.
D15 is
On
your
a
spell
failed
save.
save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains. On a failed save, the creature is restrained as long as it remains in the webs, or until it breaks free. It passed both of them because I have a DC for 15.
Okay. What are they gonna do? I mean, one of them is going to. They've got like spears. They pick up their. Okay, I just had them roll a wisdom save to see if they were going to essentially do the correct thing, and they rolled a 7. So they are going to, for this round, instinct kicks in, and all they're going to do is attack you. I'm going to have them roll a wisdom save each round to see if they figure out that the right thing to do is to call for backup. So the 2 of them.
Can we hear any of this downstairs?
Yeah, you can hear. Yeah, you can hear stuff.
Is there?
What are you gonna do about it?
Is there? Are there stairs leading up to the grate that we came?
No, the grate kind of becomes the stairs when you pull them down. Like a loft hatch.
Akelnis, this might be a good time to change.
How far up is the grate?
10 feet.
Okay, I'll call forth Hank.
Yep. I'm going to put you into initiative then, so roll initiative for me.
Natural 20.
Okay, great. Okay. Yeah.
So I call forth Hank,
Yeah.
and I'm still in my cell, aren't I?
Yep.
Yeah. Nobody's within 5 feet of
You
me.
know, they're on yourself.
Okay.
Yeah, because the person
Right
who
up
was
against the
next to you was radiant.
How much are you going to allow me to do?
I don't know what you've got to tell me what you want to try and do, and then I'll tell you if it's possible.
Okay, well, I'm thinking that as soon as I saw Radiant disappear and I heard noise from above, I know there's trouble brewing.
Yeah.
So what I really want to do, should the DM allow me to, is to teleport myself into Eloin's cell.
One action. You want to keep teleporting into the different
I do.
cells.
Okay,
you
one
want to
action.
bounce around. It's going to be one action per cell. Like it's
Okay.
literally so.
That's fun.
The way that it works is, it's Hank's action to do a teleport, so he can't do more than one.
Yeah.
And he takes his turn immediately after you. I'm letting you sort of jump in at the top of the order because rolling an at-20 is so fun.
Okay. Then what I'm going to do is,
Collect them all.
yeah. How far am I from the grate?
You're 20 feet. Oh, no, you're 15 feet. So you could teleport to the top of the grate.
But not through it.
Yes, you could teleport and be stood on the grate upstairs.
Okay, great.
Hey!
That was unintended. But it was great.
It really was.
I'd like to do that, please.
Okay. Pion. Kelnis appears at the top of on top of the grate.
So, and
with,
Eloin,
with Hank. And
With Hank.
what's just happened?
how far from everybody am I?
From what?
If I've
who do you,
landed
who
at
do
the
you
top-
mean?
Well, the reason I'm asking is because everybody within
5 feet. No.
Yeah.
Radiant, roll a dexterity saving throw. What's the DC to avoid the fire damage? Oh no, space you left. No, don't worry. Actually,
Oh, it's the space I left. You're right.
I've got
You're right.
dirty 20
You're
anyway.
right. Yeah, you would have been
Give me
fine.
some fire damage, I'll be fine. Let me soak it all in.
So, Radiant Kelnis appears with Hank on the grate above you, and these two people are going to run at you. Given that there are now two of you, one of them is going to take 2 spear stabs at you, a nat 1 and a dirty 20. I'm going to say they're wielding them two-handed. So that is... Ooh, ay chihuahua. That is 18 piercing damage. And the next one is going to attack you, Cal. Take 2 swipes. That is that's a 19 and a 12.
That hits.
And that is 17 piercing damage to you. That is Radiant's turn. Essentially, you got a surprise round. Then I allowed Kel to come back, so you rolled a nat 20. Then it was them. Now it's you again.
So what are we thinking, Kelnis? This wasn't a good idea, was it?
Not great. No.
Any ideas, any thoughts?
Kill him.
Kill him. Yeah, I think we might have to do that.
Can you seize any keys?
I'm going to use. I'm not going to burn at level 4 because I don't want to do that. I'm going to cast classic chromatic orb.
Okay.
Classic.
That's me, I believe. Fails.
I'm going to check. Okay. What was this? Okay.
Doesn't matter.
It was
It's amazing. Like, this is why I don't roll
Yeah.
the spells. I have,
Yeah,
I
it's
have a,
really,
I have a
really,
plus
really
7
crazy,
to my
actually.
attack, and it's bad.
You said this whole cellar dungeon thing we're in is clearly makeshift. Obviously, I can hear what's going on upstairs. Can't really see anything, and I'm, I guess, starting to panic because these two are the ones that have gone upstairs.
Yeah.
Is there anything I can do? Maybe I suppose just trying to either shake the bars, pull them, do anything.
You can roll an athletics check to see if you can, start to... I'm going to say... Yeah, you can roll an athletics check.
And I roll that with advantage anyway. That is 27.
Okay. I will say, given that you don't now need to try and be quiet, you slam your whole body weight against the bars, and you start... You know, if you spent 5 rounds doing that, you'd get out, probably. 1 round.
You know, on that 4 that I rolled, that 4
Yeah.
that I just rolled there, that failed thing.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to go back? Because I really wanted to. It's fine. Keep going.
Did you want to and didn't want to jump in on someone else? Yeah, I'm a...
No, I think
I'm
so.
a-
Let's. You
Nah,
know what?
nah,
I'm gonna let the story go. There's other opportunities for it. Let's move on.
Are you sure? Because I'm a gentleman.
You are a gentleman. Let's continue on.
Okay. That is Kelnis's turn.
Okay. So there was one guard who
One
attacked
in
me
front of
directly,
you,
wasn't
and,
there?
essentially you and Cal you are Cal. You and the actor Doug Cockle is always here, as we've established in so many of these.
When I go to
fights.
sleep at night,
You are the actor Doug Cockle, aren't you?
and I am Kelnis.
You
And
just
when he
think
wakes up in the
Cockle
morning.
falls. Anyway, yeah. So you are stood on top of this kind of grate that becomes a set of steps as you go down, and then the Raging is right next to you. There is one spear-wielding Gloam stabbing at you, one spear-wielding Gloam stabbing at Radiant, and I will say Hank is right in the middle of you, knee height for both of you.
Okay. I am going to cast the cantrip Primal Savagery.
Yep.
Ooh. How close are these two guards together?
I would say they're within 5 feet of each other, like you are.
Just check something really quick. Okay. Instead of that, I'm going to use the cantrip poison spray.
Yep.
It gets everything within 10 feet.
Yeah, 10-foot cone. Yep.
Yep. On the 2 guards.
Is it an attack or is it save?
It's a 16 save.
DC 16 save. And what kind of save is it? Dex?
Constitution.
Constitution. That is a 14 and a 15.
Both fail.
Oh.
So it's 2d12 each.
Yep.
So 9 for the first one. Or do you want to take?
Oh, I'll just. Normally it would just be 9 for both of them. You don't roll separately
Okay.
because it's the
Can I
same
take this
poison
roll then?
spray. Roll me a luck check. You choose.
Natural 20.
Yeah, sure.
That's 15 damage.
15. Okay, 15.
And then I'm going to have Hank.
Few 20s today.
And then you're going to have Hank teleport.
I'm going to have Hank teleport us as far as I can get, 15 feet,
Yeah.
in a direction that appears to be safe. Or
Well, but-
safer.
There is no real safe or safe. You're in the center of the room. You can go in, but you can go behind them towards the door they were nearest.
Nice, let's do that.
Okay. Yeah.
And as
that
we do
takes you
that,
5 feet from that door.
and as we do that,
They need to make.
they need to make a saving throw.
They need to make a dexterity saving throw. That is a 16 and a 17.
They both pass.
Okay.
Can I ask, in this moment,
Yep.
everything going on,
Yep.
and they're moving to attack, do they move within sight through the grate, either of these enemies?
Perception.
15.
Yeah, fine. You can see one of them.
As soon as I see one of them, I would like to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Cool, fine, fun. Yeah,
The
I like that. Let's say it's the
wisdom-
one nearest Calnis, which I'll call Gloam 1.
Wisdom save of 13.
Okay, I'm going to add you. Can you roll initiative for me, and I'll allow you this, then I'll add you in on the next round. I have to stop handling it.
Are your hands still bound?
No. Plus it is a 19 for the...
That is a 19. Wow, okay, everyone's rolling real well. So that's a 19, that's a 20. Okay, yep, a wisdom save.
Yeah.
Got a
13.
+1. Rolls a 14 on the die,
Damn.
baby.
Well,
Nice idea.
yeah.
Nice idea. Nice idea. That is. But you have teleported. That is the Gloam's turn. They want to get through that. Okay, it's their wisdom save. Nat 1. I will say that gives them disadvantage on their next round. They're going to get drawn massively into a fight here that they really, really should not be having.
These guys are quite unaware.
Two of them. One of them is going to again. One at Cal. They're just going to run back towards you. First one at Cal. 2 stabs. 18, 25. Oh, I rolled the wrong die last time. Oh my goodness, I rolled the wrong die. Oh no, they are wielding it two-handed. Yeah, I rolled the right die. Sorry, everybody. Ooh, they rolled pretty badly on the damage though there. That is 11. And that's not much better. 11 plus 9. Oh, that's worse. 9. So that's 20 damage total. And then this other one's going to take 2 attacks at Radia Gumi. That is 25 and 24. That's 19 and 10. 29.
He's down.
He's down. That is your turn, Radiant.
Fuck.
Holy crap. Holy crap.
Okay. Oh, you should have gone the other way. Okay.
Paradise.
No!
It's such a visceral reaction from you.
No, I'm stressed.
You can use the deck on these things
Great.
if you want to.
I like that. Quite cool.
It's quite cool.
But where is the...
I'll say the deck is always on his person.
Okay.
Unless I specifically... I'm going to say that the deck is always on his
Suppose
person.
they can't touch it either, 'cause
And
it
also
would-
it teleports back to him. He's tried to get rid of it before and it teleports back.
We see him drop through the grate. We see him
No, because they're now the other end of the... So you could see because they were stood on the
Yeah.
grate, but you can't.
I would have heard the attack, so... Can we shout through the grate? Can Calmus hear us?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Calmus, what the hell is going on up there?
Rance is down.
It might be a good time to try and get the grate open.
We're both in cells,
Elowin, you can roll another athletics if you want.
That is only like a 13.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything. That is Kelnis's turn.
Wow. Kaleberry would be good by now.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, that little good berry that you got there.
right. Would that take an action, though?
Yeah. Yeah, to bring someone back from the dead it would. Yeah, sorry. How you feeling, Aoife?
Okay.
You're at this point. You're eating like small plates, like real good finger food. Despite yourself, a lot of this is delicious.
I don't think he can do both.
But I think it would be one.
So,
One.
Also, you've got to do this. It's got to.
yeah, it's got to come from me. Yeah.
Doesn't have to keep going.
Okay, I'm going to cast Spare the Dying on Radian.
Yep. So I'm going to say you. He drops next to you, so you don't have to move for that. He's right next to you. That's an action. You touch a living creature that has 0 HP. The creature becomes stable, so you no longer have to roll death saves.
Yay.
And then I teleport us both back down into the grave.
Oh my god!
Come and get it.
But when we do
Very
this,
Home Alone. It's very Home Alone. Hey guys!
don't get scared now. I think this is a good plan.
That
because
is a good plan.
I mean, it can't be worse.
because I'm on my own,
Yeah.
and do I need to give you guys a reason?
No, you don't.
Well, because I'm on my own, and my hit points have taken serious damage. So if I try to fight these guys myself, if I go down, then we're all fucked. So I'm teleporting us back down through the grate, but as that happens, they have to make Constitution saves.
Yeah. Which they fear. They fear them. An 8 and a 14.
Okay, they both fail. 3d6 damage for both. That's 7 each.
Plus your proficiency bonus, fire damage.
Oh yeah, +3. Oh, and
Nah, it's not a spell.
you're right.
I don't think it's... am I going to rule that that's a spell?
No, it's Hank's action. I think it's if
Whenever
I cast a spell.
you cast a spell.
Yeah. So it's 9, 12 damage for each.
So you had 9 and your proficiency... your proficiency bonus is +3, so 12 damage. Okay. Okay.
That was actually kind of. No, I took my action. So we're down below again.
You're back.
Am I conscious?
No, you're stable, but you're not conscious.
What the hell has
You
happened?
just watch as Hank and Kelnis and Radian appear. Radian is lying on the ground.
Apavis, is there anything you can do?
He gestures at the collar.
I has nothing. We does not have long until they goes to gets.
They've taken everything off us, right? Like I wouldn't have anything with me apart from the dagger.
Like other than the dagger,
Yeah.
you don't have anything.
Akelnis, does you think you can become a spider? When they leaves, sees if there is keys or somethings I don't know up there, because they will be coming back with people.
Can I stay? I know he's already stable, but can I bring?
Unless you
Can I use medicine to?
You can't use medicine, no.
No.
So you can use spells or kind of healing potions to give him HP, but you can't bring him back with a medicine check.
Okay. I stuff a good berry
Yep.
in Radian's
Great.
mouth.
He has 1 HP.
Why are we back here?
Why was you up there?
You have to get us out of these cells. They're going to come back.
Okay, fine. And do we have anything? Is there anything around? Like, did you say you didn't have your?
No.
I've got my dagger.
You got the dagger?
You've got my dagger.
You got the dagger. You can try.
Do
I
do
will.
a sleight of hand.
I will call it a DC. Someone roll me a D4. Who wants to roll me a D4? Dolly, why don't you do
Yeah,
this?
let's do something, guys. A 2.
You have 2 You can each do 2 things before they're back. So
Are
essentially
they, are
2
they gone?
actions.
Have they left the room?
Well,
They're going to come back.
I'm going to say
confused as all hell, I'd
they are kind of confused, but I'm going to say you hear a set of footsteps run to a door and open it.
I'm a little lad.
Yeah.
That's all.
Just wanted to
Very
establish.
screen.
These hastily made like sort of great doors. Is there a chance if with effort and movement and using up a turn I could try and
I'm going to say no.
If I lube you up and slip you through the
No, it's closer.
just hear eye going
I guess
No, it's closer to like if you imagine like the panels are maybe a square made out of one of the wings of my DM screen. So there may be, I don't know, what's that? It's 3.5 feet. That's like like 9 inches.
So with
9
Radiant's
inch
help,
squares.
could I try and use my dagger to, I guess, shimmy the lock?
You can. This will be super. This is not what that have you ever picked a lock before?
She's Elowen, of course she has.
I trust you. Tell me if you think you have or haven't.
You know what? I'm going to say yes. I've done it to sneak out of my room.
Okay. So I will make this a DC 18 sleight of hand check.
Okay.
If you roll a nat 1, you are going to break your dagger.
Okay. And that is... It's actually a 17, and I'm going to use second wind to add...
To succeed.
To succeed.
Mm-hmm.
Even if I roll a 1, I will succeed.
You manage to open Elowen's cell. Elowen is outside with Kel and with Radian.
Okay.
You can...
Fine, and I hand you my dagger.
DC 18.
yeah, it's a 21.
I can't see anything, Parvis.
Okay.
Forget you're there.
Parvis says, they will want someone. If you thinks you can get yourselves out, leave me here.
No,
Yes,
no.
there is very little I can contribute other than this. I can be a distraction.
I think the DM wants a break.
I am so bored of playing this card.
We does not have much time.
It's your call,
Would it?
Big scale lifts me up.
What are you planning?
Pick this.
It would lock from the outside.
Okay.
So you can't,
I won't be able to.
I can teleport us
no,
up
I don't
there.
think you can.
All of us.
Yeah, within 5 feet. I'll hand
And
wave.
stands,
I'll hand wave it.
walks to. We all stands by Parvis's door.
We could,
Sorry.
unless we want to leave Parvis here. They're unlikely to kill him.
Does we think they is unlikely to kill you? Why?
Does not know. But, and he reaches through and he takes your hand, and he says, you knows how to get there. You knows where you is headed. If 1,000 years is a long time.
What would you want me to say to themselves?
Tell him what you know. Tell him who I was. Tell him what we did and what we have seen of the world. You will find the right words.
And I is going to hold out his hand like this, and then, but instead take Parvis's hand and bring Parvis's hand to his and his to Parvis's.
Yeah. You both breathe.
Takes us out of here. Big scale.
Remember me to my tribe. Jape.
We will be back for you, Parvis. No breaks for the DM.
And
And I teleport us
you teleport all up into this room.
up into this room.
You have 1 round in which to try and sort this. There is 1 guard left up there.
Just as we leave,
Yeah.
just as a parting little thing, I'm gonna warm his bars so he gets some warmth down there. I'm gonna use prestidigitation. I'm just gonna warm the material, like the bars for 1 hour, just so he at least isn't just down there cold and alone. And
Beautiful.
he's just got some sort of.
You go up and there is this one member of the Gloam still up there.
Because I'm kind of expecting it,
Yeah.
I immediately go up to him and I would like you to make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw.
He rolls a 4 on the die, which becomes a 5.
He has fallen under my iconic hypnotic.
You see, like, it's the first time you're really taking in, like, who this member of the Gloam is. It's clearly, like, dwarfen proportions.
Yeah.
Sturdy, thick hair, beard, like, flowing underneath the mask, you know, with that sort of thing that used to happen when we all had to wear masks a lot, where it's sort of fanning out.
And it's taking everything in me to do this because I have 1 HP. So it's really...
So this is an act of deep heroism.
This is
what you'd like us
the
to
most
receive.
heroic thing
now.
you've ever seen. Wow, it's incredible.
Wow.
Wow.
Wilson, wow. Just a sec. He's under your spell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Time-wise, if I wanted to just boom their cloak and their mask.
No,
Okay.
not enough time.
Is our stuff in here?
No. Why would it be? No, that wasn't a dig at you, but like I'm in my head.
Well,
I'm
I know, like, you take it off us before you put us in there.
Yeah,
in the room.
yeah.
Do perception to see what there is.
This is going to be the last thing you can do before potentially a door opens and this room fills.
Well, I'm gonna. If you've got him into hypnotic gaze, right? So this person can't move, can't do anything.
You tell me.
Speed 0, creature is incapacitated, invisibly dazed. I can use my action to maintain this effect on subsequent turns.
I'm gonna take the spear out their hand.
Yep. Yep.
I'm going to strip them naked. Not going to do
We're
that.
different people.
Not going to do that.
We're very different
Very
people.
different people.
Okay.
You got the book with you.
No, I don't.
It's the first time you've got the book with you.
I know. Got taken off me
Fine.
What are you going to do?
like a little nerd.
Not me, I'm not there.
Anyone want to kill me?
I'll cure you.
Hold on.
I thought you said
hold
kill
on.
me. I was like, yeah, sometimes.
I have a potion.
No, you don't.
No, I don't. I use
We haven't
them.
got. We have
haven't got
also.
anything.
We haven't got anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They took
I'll
it,
give you a
yeah.
good berry, but yeah.
Yeah.
We can't beat them. We can't beat them.
We can't beat that many of them.
No, we will die. I know I screwed up. I know I went into danger, and I'm sorry, but we can't beat them.
Oh, there's that word again.
So what does we do? We runs out this door and tries to flee straight away?
There's a door to the east and a door to the west. The door to the west is where it sounded like that person went.
While others are contemplating exits, I reach over and I touch Radiant and cast Cure Wounds.
So that what level?
First level. So
4D.
I think it's 2d8
4.
plus
It got
5.
got doubled in the new PHB, and it got doubled by your conversation. Oh yeah,
At-
yeah.
at
2d8,
first-
2d8 per level, I
Yeah,
believe.
2d8 plus 5.
Well, let me just check. Here wins 2024 because I remember that Parvus had a thing where he sort of taught you how to do it. Yeah, you're right. I do apologise. It's 2d8. 2d8 plus 5.
11.
So you're up 12.
Plus 5?
That's with the plus 5.
All right.
This person, obviously, they've taken some damage. Do they look particularly hurt at all?
They wouldn't last a round from all of you, but you don't have that kind of time.
I was trying to be unconscious, that was all. Can you read me spear, please? Because I don't have.
Spear.
In terms of what it would do, what's hit, with damage and all that.
1d6. Versatile, thrown, can be used two-handed.
To hit,
Comes a
sorry,
D8.
it's a...
Would depend on yours.
Yeah.
So it would be your strength plus your proficiency. You would be proficient in it. You're proficient in all
Yes, I
martial
am, yeah.
arts.
So it'd be...
But it's 1d6.
Could we bolt it across the door?
Yeah, I would say you could do that.
Use it to stop them from coming.
Fine, do it.
Okay. You run and you sort of jam that spear in such a way that it blocks passage out that western door.
I would like to walk into you.
Are you doing that?
Pardon?
Are you doing that?
I'm concentrating on.
I'll
So you've stayed within 5 feet.
Yeah, he's told me to do it.
Great. Okay.
I'd like to walk into you.
Okay, you hear banging on that door. People are starting to try and get through. You walk into you.
You can't move. If you're walking, you can't move, right?
No, exactly, but I'm using I've only done one thing, which is break the lock, and you said we had 2 actions.
I mean, yeah, to be, yeah, okay.
I just want to walk into you and just see what I can see from sort of the outside of this building. Is it like...
Perception, roll me perception.
9.
You can see, you can't see anything in particular.
Okay.
We've just got to go.
We've got to get out of here.
Can you cast invisibility on
No,
four
we
of
did
us?
not take a rest.
No.
Plus, I can only use it on one of me.
We need to go.
Go now.
Run.
So you go out that eastern door. As you get out that eastern door, you get 5 feet from him, and hypnotic gaze drops, and he shouts, "Wait!" And you're through that door.
Can I? Well, because
It was the giggle. It was so cute.
I know. If I were to cast Pass Without Trace now.
Not while he's looking at you.
Yeah, okay.
But I would say once you're through that room, if there's no one in that room, this room that you're going into, then you could potentially do it then.
I'm so stressed right now.
Canapes are being served. Someone's playing a lute. It's lovely. Nox says, "This one, I wrote about you." And he plays...
You're in more danger than we are.
He plays the famous Bruce Springsteen song when the party's over.
Green sleeves.
You're running through that
Yeah.
to get into that. I would like someone to roll me a luck check.
Oh, fuck.
In the
Are
tower.
we doing it in the tower?
I think you probably should.
I think it feels like it.
I can't make you. Who would like to roll it?
Aoife, because she's...
No!
Yeah.
Oh, because then it's my fault.
Yeah. Exactly.
Pretty much.
8.
You open the door.
I told you.
There is a guard who's walking towards it. Has heard noise. Another member of the Gloam who pushes the spear out in front of you as you slam the door behind you.
Tasha's hideous laughter.
Wisdom save.
13.
9 plus 10. Not 9 plus 10.
Oh my God! What have we run into?
Carving spoons?
Yeah.
What is this?
It's a plus 1.
Yeah, so
Immune to
Tasha's
comedy.
hideous laughter, up to 1 minute. Creature of your choice that you can see within range perceives everything as hilariously funny.
He's
So I'm going to say that he...
incapacitated?
Yeah. I'm going to say that he literally looks at us and just goes, "What are you even doing?"
Okay, this guy
Can I-
drops to the ground.
What was he holding?
He's holding another spear. These guys are all speary boys.
Can I grab that from him and literally block that
Block
door as
that
well?
door, yeah, roll me an athletics check, DC 10 to just do it quickly enough.
That is it's 14.
14, great. You bar that door. You hear just as you do, this dwarf gloam slams into it. You can hear distant muffled banging on one of these doors. You can hear
Benny Hill music.
much close, yeah.
Keep running!
There's one more room.
Can I do a quick investigation as we're going? I'll do a disadvantage to see if there's anything else in the room.
This is not the time to look for trinkets, Ray.
Okay, yeah. Investigation with
Time to
disadvantage.
request disadvantage.
I'd like to request
16.
16. This guy has a set keys.
Quickly
Grab
swipe
the keys.
set keys.
Swipe the keys.
You're all out of the cells. Oh, for doors.
I beg yours pardon.
Oh, yeah. Oh, whoopsie.
I said sleeves me, but
Didn't think emotionally because it's detached that quickly.
there is one more room.
Aoife's going valid again.
Go on, Wilson.
We can't stay here.
Go on,
This is
Wilson.
fun. This is fun stuff.
17!
Was that our dice?
Yeah?
Yeah.
I've been rolling them all
Natural 6. Natural 6. Natural 6.
And the room is filled with all of your belongings and wine.
Yeah, I will say with a 17, I have actually got this written down on my damn thing as the guard's room. And there's no one in there, so it does make sense that this is where they would keep your shit.
Ah, shit!
So little stool samples from all of you. I will say, yeah, that's where your gear was being kept.
Thanks, Fox. They taught me this way.
I want to look around the room and see if there's another way of getting out of this room. Is that one
There's a
way?
window.
Yeah, I'd love to look at the window, please.
Yeah, I mean, no need to look at it. You can get out of it. You can force a window.
Yeah, I want to open that
Yep.
that sweet window, look out, see how far we are above or below ground? Or are we just on ground?
You are
level?
on ground level, and you are, very fortunately for you, you are in between. You are about 20 feet from the exterior palisade, and you are in between palisade parapets.
Cal, you want to make us a little bit more sneaky?
Yeah, absolutely. I cast Pass Without Trace. Hang on a sec. I have to cast it at 3rd level. That doesn't make it any more effective, does it?
No. So you're just upcasting, you're just burning a spell
Just
slot
burning a
above
3rd level
the one.
slot,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if rules is written you can do that. I'm sure people will tell us, but I
think you
it's...
can. I think you can use a slot above.
Yeah, but you can't. Yeah,
You can, it
You
just
can't go the other
It just
way.
doesn't give you any benefits. Yeah, unless you can.
It does with some things, but not with this.
Yeah, unless you can specifically upcast it.
So I cast Pass Without Trace at 3rd level.
Okay.
That gives us a plus 10 to dexterity.
Okay. Plus 10 to stealth.
Stealth.
Yeah. So stealth
Okay.
check.
You jump out of this window. Everybody, roll me stealth checks as you jump out of this window.
Fuck.
21.
Add 10.
Oh, add 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
plus
then
10.
31.
35? 34?
Whoa.
25. Jesus. 13.
Fuck.
What?
It's a group stealth check, though, right? Like
These guys have. I have 2 gloam.
Oh, hang on.
What did you
I have
roll?
to add
Why do
my.
you have to-
I have to add my modifier as well, don't I?
Yes.
Okay, well that makes it 16.
Well, of course you do. Of course you have to add your modifier. It's the only way to play
all
the game.
those people watching who know nothing about D&D, you're learning through me.
That's really good.
Learning through me.
That's true, but I think they've learned.
If Doug can do it, you can do it.
Doug's not doing
The
it.
little
That's-
I
dragonborn
am
who,
doing it. I'm just doing it really
the little
weirdly.
voice actor who could.
Chugga.
You all managed to hide in the shadows in the shade of this huge cluster of kind of desiccated dead somnium in the shadows next to the.
Do we get our bags as well, or is it just weapons?
You get your gear, yeah.
You get your gear. Okay. I just want to reach in and just pull out a mask.
Does we think this could help as well in some ways?
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of kobold gloam around.
Okay.
I think being out in the open hasn't worked that well for us, so I just think, let's just try and be a little bit sneaky.
But I'm saying, she has them, should we need them?
Should we be sneaky with Gloam?
You can hear the feasting still happening. You can hear that this town is still full. I mean, minutes have passed since you were taken. It's probably been like 10 minutes.
We're a
15
nightmare to take
maybe.
anywhere.
Does we think with these we has a chance of getting a Dolly as well?
It gives us at least a.
Does we leave Dolly behind, or does we think we tries to get a Dolly out?
We won't be able to go back to where that feast is.
Not as ourselves.
Not if they can see us, but if they can't see us.
But if they can't see us and we are being a little bit stealthy.
I say we leave. We leave her.
We leave tribe?
No. That's what she'd want. What are we going to do? Go back in there, cause some more trouble?
I has been left by tribes, and I knows what it feels like, and it is not a good feeling.
We are not.
And I does not want to give that feeling to anyone
Don't
else.
leave her.
We are not leaving her. Look at you. I can barely stand. You can barely cast. We are no use to her if we go up now. We are just sitting ducks. We leave, we regroup, we come back. She will be fine. She's survived this long without us. She will continue to do so for another night.
She promises here and now. He does not leave tribe behind.
She's the midnight moon.
We promise. We're not leaving her. We're going to come back for her. And Parvis. But right now, there are God knows how many of them and 4 of us, and we are not at our strongest. We can't help her if we die.
We will come back.
What do you do now?
Can I use investigation to try and see if there is a way, at least from where we are, to
Absolutely.
to
You
say-
can roll perception, I think. Oh, you can roll investigation. Maybe.
Roll
investigation, yeah.
That would have been a 15.
15. Okay. You see, as I said, you're in between these two palisades, these two towers on the top of the palisade. You can hear commotion, and you can hear that there is like noises coming from within the building. And you see people running towards that western side of the building. There are two palisade towers. The one nearest to the building is manned. The one furthest from the building is unmanned. There is no one up there at the moment. There are steps that lead up to it, to the top of the palisade.
I has done this.
You've done it before. You've climbed it before, though, right?
Yeah. I knows of a way.
Then we'll follow you.
So that you want to run across the open ground and get to the edge of the palisade.
What do we need to run? Yeah, that was that.
With Pass Without Trace, how would that work in the open?
I would say you would roll stealth checks to run across that stretch of ground, and then you would roll. And then there are two things you can do.
Yeah.
If you want to climb up the steps, it will make you more visible to people when you get to the top there on that parapet. But I will say you can just do it, and you can jump over. Or if you want to be sneakier, you can choose to try and climb the palisade, which will involve an athletics check or acrobatics. You're less likely to be seen, but you can also fail it.
What do we do?
I think we just has to run for it.
We could walk as Gloam.
You has used Pass Without Trace. I think if we is going to do anything, this is good as we is going to get.
All right, let's run.
Let's go.
My player rolled a fucking 3.
Would you like to? Are you gonna climb the palisade, or are you gonna jump from the parapet?
Honest. I mean, I'm happy to do either.
You're leading the way. You make the decision.
You make the call.
Flip the coin.
Flip the coin. Okay. If
Choose which is it. Go on. Choose.
Flip the nat 6
Flip
coin.
it for me. So if it's nat 6, we are going to climb. If it's the web, we're going to
Go off the parapet.
Yeah. It's the web we're going at the parapet.
You got
Right,
the
let's
parapet. Roll me stealth checks and roll them, please, with disadvantage. Disadvantage, baby. 31. 25.
Remember to add 10.
Yeah.
I did.
He didn't hear. Yeah.
Wow, look at that. I rolled 2 18s.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
That is a 19.
4 of you run up this parapet, and as the noise of the gloam panicking and the celebrations of the children of the midnight moon ring in your ears, you chance a look up to the top of the treehouse, and among the mushrooms and the canopy and the flowers and the platforms, you think you see 2 figures standing, looking down on the town of Haven. You leap the palisade. And that's where we'll end our session. Whoa! Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. That was episode 30 of our Adventures in the World of Reliquia.
I was going to clap.
We are going. We've got so much to unpack. We've got so much to unpack. We've got so much to talk about. We're going to go and do that right now over on our Action Surge. Action Surge.
No.
Which, if you want to tune in next week, next Tuesday, you can watch that. Or if you want to hear us unpack it, if you're just like a kid on Christmas morning, and you are looking at all them prezzies and thinking, I can't wait till we've had bagels. Everyone has bagels on Christmas morning, right?
Salmon blinis.
Salmon blinis. Everyone has salmon and eggs on Christmas morning, which sounds disgusting unless it's culturally what you do. It'd be like, we have fish and eggs for Christmas breakfast. Well, imagine you are a young pup, a tree replete with presents. If you can't wait to unwrap them,
Like this.
then you could join our Patreon, patreon.com/natural6, and you could become a member and you could watch Action Surge now. You could watch it right now. In any event, whether you watch now or you watch next week, thank you very much for being part of this, being part of our adventure and our journey. Do give us a like and a subscribe and leave us reviews on your favourite podcast platforms.
This time, comment Ben.
Yeah, Ben. Oh, maybe this is actually the first ever Ben.
That's where we also learn people tune out. As soon as you go, well, that's it, guys, and then you just leave it on YouTube. Like, no one gets the Patreon.
If you're still here, comment Ben.
Well, in any event, we will see you very soon for more adventures in the world of Reliquia.
I'm so glad we're filming in a week.
Bye, everybody.
A week. I'm so stressed. twist.
Oh my god.